This is my quick take on why modern fragrances seem so much sweeter than they used to be 20 years ago or so. Now, this is not an authoritative answer because I am not an industry insider. I don't have some kind of magical fragrance Bible with scripture I can point towards saying, this is a truth you must obey. I'm just someone who's been buying and using perfumes for over 25 years, 43 years of age myself, and I've lived through a lot of this change, so I can only use my best guesstimate and the stuff I can find online. And from what I can tell, modern fragrances seem to have gotten so much sweeter than they were in the late 90s, early 2000s, mostly because big corporate fragrance manufacturers and designers have discovered in their race to the bottom in order to increase profits, decrease costs, that sweet is something that a lot of people like and equates to cheap horsepower. Those of you in the automotive community have heard the phrase cheap horsepower, like a cheap vehicle that's easily modified to make more horsepower, or cheap bolt-on parts like the notorious eBay Turbo that can make any car a whole lot faster for not a lot of money. Well, big doses of ethyl vanillin, big doses of ethyl maltol, and similar materials, they don't cost a whole lot, and they yield stupendous effects of making fragrances last a whole lot longer, project a whole lot further, and a lot of people seem to like it. So, as time has gone on, whether it's Fougere, Chypre, again, doesn't matter, no longer applies to gourmands strictly. We have found the sweetness of fragrances continuously getting cranked up and cranked up and cranked up, because until people vote with their wallets and choose something else, the numbers come back. This is what people want. This is what people like. And you can just look at all of the clubbers and all of the social contexts where you're bombarded with these big sweet fragrances, and you can't say they're wrong, can you? No, you can't say they're wrong. Now, a lot of this only applies to the Western market. I know that China and other parts of Asia are making up a bigger and bigger slice of the luxury segment these days, and they have different concepts of what's considered mainstream. I could do a whole different video on that by itself. So for sake of argument, this is just talking about the West, North America, parts of South America, and Western Europe. This is where we've seen things get sweeter, more ooey, and more gooey. And now you might have some insight as to why. People just seem to like it. It's very effective, and it is what it is.